Yo, what's good, people? Right now it's your boy DJ Firestarr. We're in Nottingham and I've got my boy Bow Wow in the building. YMCMB. What's good, my brother?
What's poppin', homie? I'm good, I'm chilling.
Good?
Oh yeah, all the time, you know me, man. Low key, just moving and growth.
Okay, so he's out here, as you know, he's on tour. Underrated, right?
Yeah, man, it's Underrated World Tour, man. It's you know, it's been interesting so far. I've been all over Europe. Had the pleasure to go to France, of course, the UK, and just really pretty much, man, all over the continent, man. Pretty much just everywhere, touching the people, touching the streets, just, you know, hitting all the hottest clubs and whatnot, man. Being in the face of the people, that's what it's all about.
Crazy.
Yeah, man.
Now you're no
crazy.
stranger to the tour game. Let's be honest. Like, you've been out for you've been out and about for a long time.
Yeah, man. I've been on tour since I was like, I don't know, man, like 13, really 5. My first tour was at 5 with Snoop and Dre, so, you know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
And obviously, I think it was last year or recently you were out, you've got a real strong fan base, like Japan and places like that.
Oh, shit.
How do you find that experience when you're out in those sort of spots?
Man, I just forgot that we just did Japan like 5-6 months ago. It's dope, man, when you get a chance to go, you know, out of your country and go to other places, and people don't speak your language, man, but they know all your lyrics. Like, it's one of the illest feelings in the world. It's kind of like a bugged out feeling in a way, because you never knew that was possible. Because if you ask Americans to rap anything else that's not in English, it's damn near impossible. Like, we can't do it.
Definitely.
So, you know, it's definitely dope, and it just shows you how influential hip hop is. And, you know, I guess I just got to keep it going as far as I can.
How did you find the sort of the culture change as well? Because obviously it's like a different world, you know, the way people live.
Oh yeah.
In that sort of part of the world, like.
Yeah, the only problem with this tour that we had trouble with was food. Like, a lot of restaurants, like in France, like, you know, they close at like weird times.
Okay.
Like, Pizza Hut in the States opens at 10 in the morning to like 10 at night, and over here it's like 12, and then it closes at 3 in the afternoon. Then open. It's like weird. So
we're talking about Underrated, the brand new album.
Yeah.
Now, I know it's been a few delays about the timing, the scheduling, but now, I mean, we're looking at, what is it going to be an April situation? Yeah,
I'm looking for like a late April, early May release. I think the only reason why, like, a lot of people thinking that it's label situations, or, you know, you always, anytime you hear somebody pushing their album back, people always want to think negative. Like, I look at it like it's a CEO, like a artist decision. You know what I mean? I feel like me being on tour and me being in front of my fans right now and me touring all around the world is, honestly, that's what's really delaying my project. That's what I was kind of telling you. Like, I'm in Europe, I've been in Europe for a month, stepping away from my album in the middle of the process to tours. A lot of artists wouldn't do it, but, you know, like I said, it's either this or that. It's either the fans will get the album right away, but we get to see Bow live. You can't see Bow live, but we getting this album. So for me, it's all about heating it up and trying to do them both at the same time, and hopefully once I announce the US tour and what my plans on that when I get back home, then I'll really know exactly when I want to release the album. Because my goal is to release the album while I'm on tour. I want to be on tour at home in the States when I release my album. I don't want to release my album then go on tour. I want to release it as I'm on tour.
The YMCMB situation.
Yeah.
The Tiger album's dropped. That's your people's right there. Like, it looks like he's gonna, you know, he's got some hits on that, and it's really doing some damage out here. What kind of, do you feel any pressure, you know, under the label to kind of deliver, or are you always in the sort of mind state where it's always about doing what you're doing? Do you feel that pressure from the label?
I feel, nah, never pressure.
Okay.
I built my own legacy, you know what I mean? Definitely. So it's kind of hard for me to ever feel pressure in any situation. I think that's a question for a new artist on the label. Do you feel pressure to release your first album on a label like this?
True.
Me, this is 8. So it's kind of like I done went over every obstacle an artist can go through. You drop the first album when you hot. The second one is called the Sophomore Jinx. Can you do it again? The third one is the fourth one is He's Here Now. The 5 one is okay, now I'm working on Legendary Status. The 6th one is Now I Can Have Fun and do a collab album with Omarion if I feel like it, because I can. 7th album is I'm just doing it. And 8 is just like, motherfucker, this is what it is now, and I'm here. And
you're here.
Yeah, so it's ill, man. Like, I feel no pressure at all. I feel like I've surpassed that part or that stage of being scared of whatever it is. Like, I'm already here now. If I was gonna be written off, it should have happened like 8-7 years ago. So it's nothing you can do. I could fall off 3 times and still come back and be hotter than some of the niggas that's rapping. All because of my age. Like, I could fall off now and come back at like 28.
Trust me.
and nigga still look fresh, still look young, and still will be young to compete with whoever. I think the other day I just realized somewhere, I was like, yo, damn, man, I got a catalog for real. Like, even I find myself sleeping on myself sometimes.
Wow.
Not knowing, like, I just told one of my homeboys, like, last week, I said, nigga, I beat up Superman. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was me in Smallville. Like, nigga, I beat up Superman. Like, nigga, bow, whistle. I beat up a young black dude from Ohio, beat up Superman. Who would have ever known? You know what I'm saying? So I look at stuff like that, and it's kind of weird because, to make it short, I look at it like, you know, I was blessed and fortunate to have grade A dudes bring me into the game, from
Definitely.
Snoop, Jermaine Dupri, and now Birdman around me. So it's kind of like each one of those guys. But Snoop's career kind of like is in my DNA in ways, because Snoop is like one of the only other guys who I know who can rap and also do things that are far-fetched.
Okay.
You know, like, you know, Dogg is always into different things, and he gets away with it. So for me to be able to beat up Superman, but then be an entourage, and for me to, you know, do other things, and and tour around the world, and all of that stuff is stuff that Dogg is still doing to this day. And you know, I kind of credit him for that in ways, I guess, for me trying to stick my nose into everything that I possibly can, and just trying to make myself bigger than life. And I think that's what it's really all about.
When the track listing came out and a lot of people saw KWELI and Bow on the same joint, like, that's gonna throw a couple of heads from what DJ Just is telling us. Like, that's definitely one for the hip hop heads, right?
Oh, most definitely. It was only right. Like, I think a lot of people, they have to, when they look at Bow Wow, they gotta really identify the history and understand, like, I've been a part of hip hop since I was 5.
Exactly.
You know, so I was really around, like, the Onyxes, the Bosses, the Snoops, the Dre. Like, I was around that era. And I know everything about hip-hop, so it's kind of like I could pretty much collab with any artist who you might feel that is far-fetched from who I would work with,
of course,
and make it make sense. So when you look at a Bow Wow featuring Talib Kweli, you look at it like, damn, how is this going to sound? Well, well, the age difference, you know, Talib been doing it longer. And, you know, I consider him an underground king as well. And it's a lot of things, and as a youngin', if you want to learn about hip-hop, he's not a bad person to learn from, so you can kind of sense what a record like that would be like. It's like if I did a record with Nas, you know, Nas is probably speaking wisdom to Bow. And on that record, that's what you get. And you got a little homie and a big homie, and the big homie is spitting game about hip-hop and the do's and don'ts to me that I should make. And I consider myself a young veteran. Right. So I'm still, on the record is me actually listening to Talib. Talib is coaching me through all my battles, everything that I'm struggling through, and why I'm going through the shit I'm going through. And Talib is just coaching me through it. It's ill, it's crazy. And No ID had to produce it. I just felt like he had to do it, and it just made sense to have No ID, who is an ill producer who I work with.
Just touching on Busta Rhymes, like his energy levels and his sort of status in the game. How do you feel? You know, how's the relationship when you two kick it in the studio with Bust? Like,
oh no, Busta's the homie. You feel me? We just got off tour with each other in Australia as well. We did the Superfest tour last year. Me, Game, Busta, Snoop. It was a whole bunch of us.
Crazy.
And you know, he's always been a part of, like, family to us. You know, Cash Money and Young Money, the whole entire brand. As you can see, every time Khaled does those crazy records, he's always, Busta's always having a verse on there. Wayne, so he's always been affiliated. He just had to make it official. And I want to say, like, tour was probably, we had a chance to talk here and there. We spoke briefly. We had a good conversation in Australia at the hotel. We spoke, and we also, before he signed to Cash Money, me and Busta did a show in Switzerland together. It was just me and him. Wow. And we bonded then. And so now that he's on the label, it just makes everything even easier. And everything that y'all saw in that particular clip was real honesty. Him talking about my album, him, everything you saw was genuine honesty. Yeah, man.
Genuine mad love there. You got the joint with MEEK on the album, right?
Yeah, I like MEEK. I do, MEEK's on the album. I like MEEK a lot. I know that I'm a Boss record is banging heavy, but of course we know we get everything. Yeah. And MEEK is somebody I've been riding to and like being in the studio with before he came out. Actually, before he signed to Maybach Music. Wow. We did a record, we just never put it out. And I still got it. But we did a new record which is called Decipher, which is on my album, and there's no hook, there's no nothing. It's just me and him going back and forth over a Jalo beat.
But I gotta stop you on that one, because word is, I was speaking to Just, and obviously there's been a few things being said. Is it true that there's a gap on there, and you know, the biggest boss, Rick Ross, is going to be jumping on that one from what we're hearing? Or
yeah, that would be like awesome. Yeah, I did an interview with Vibe magazine, and they when they heard the record, Like right now the song is like at 2 minutes and like 35 seconds.
Okay.
And it's just pure rap. It's him going full balls me, then there's like at the end, it's not really needed, but it wouldn't hurt.
Of course.
But yeah, sure thing, man. If Ross wants to jump on there, man, and put his blessings on there, I mean, I think it would be dope. And it's something that could happen, highly possible. You know, it's a blog, it's an underrated blog where I'm in the studio with Ross and he's telling everybody, you know, about a record that we're gonna do. We haven't done it yet, but I got him on video saying it. So and being that his artist is on there too, you know, I think that it'll help. And on top of that, it's a hot record, man. We just bodying the beat. That's what hip hop is about. That's why I call it the cipher. Because yeah, man, might as well throw Ross on there, homie, big homie. Holla at Stun and get it popping. You know, we got that money in that bag for you, Ross. You already know our credit good on this side, homie. You know what it is.
Crazy. UK artists, UK acts. Anyone you'd say you're paying attention to, or maybe you are familiar with, or you're looking out for? We've got a couple of guys out here, you know.
Of course, I've heard of Chipmunk, of course. It was two. When I was here the last time, when I was in London, I can't. If you say their names, I'm gonna.
Yeah, no, you know. We got the guys like TINIE, TEMPAH.
There you go.
Skepta.
There you go. Him.
Obviously, Diddy's done a couple of joints with Skepta.
Yeah, TINIE, TEMPAH. Yeah. Last time I was out here, that's what they told me about. I just heard SNEAKBO. I just heard.
Oh wow. Yeah, SNEAKBO's got some real crazy heat on him. I mean, word was Drake was tweeting him not long ago. And,
word.
He's got that real hood heat on him. Like his record's really banging the club too.
I know something about this UK thing that's popping off over here. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
We definitely need to, when you've got the time, like, you know, hear you on some joints with some of our guys out here and just keep it generally popping.
I'm with it. I'm 100 with it. Whoever down, I'm down with it, man. Let's get it.
It's your boy DJ Firestarr. I've got my man Bow Wow with me. Big shout on the album.
Oh yeah, man. Underrated coming soon. Springtime. Y'all get ready. It's gonna be crazy.
UK. Trust me. Big shout to Bow Wow. Peace.
Cheer.